And I feel, we are moving in a direction, seeing at things happening. आप देखिए तो ये bhajan concerts are happening now. If you know what I mean, right? There's a thing called bhajan concert, and they conduct it the same favor as a rock concert or any other DJ concerts or concert. Similar way they're conducting bhajan. I'm happy that Gen Z is connecting to their roots more than what they are. We were, in fact, in our generation. Yeah, that's basically, if you ask me, I started with my introduction. I swayed here and there, but my intention was to say that I was brought up in a traditional family with these values.
Some people fight battles loudly, others choose silence and still stand firm. Today's guest works in IT sector as a project manager in Hyderabad, but beyond his profession lies a deeper responsibility, one he did not inherit but he consciously accepted. He teaches children, supports families under pressure, and steps in where fear is used to uproot dharma, not for recognition, but because he believes silence at times is a form of surrender. Today, we listen to the life story of Mallesh ji in his own words. His full name is Brahmara Malleshwar B. We welcome Malleshwar ji to our channel Bhaktscharit at Bhakts.com.
I hail from a town called Kurnool. You can call it a mini city now, but then, yeah, when I was born and brought up at the time, it was a town in Andhra Pradesh. It's close to Hyderabad, 200 kilometers from Hyderabad. Um, Coming to my upbringing, I am born and brought up in a traditional Brahmin family. I inherit those values from my grandfather, but then, because of the modernization, my dad was again, not into the traditional way of living, and he's moved into banking sector. He's a he's an MSc graduate in agriculture. Um, in from NG Ranga University. In those days, it was a prestigious university in those days. So yeah, I mean he's got that background, and despite my background, whatever I was made, right, the tradition that they carried from their forefathers, they kept it alive and kept the light move on, from generation to generation. And I thank them for all that, because it's not lost in between for conversions or any, uh, I would say people get moved when money is involved, right? So a lot of these things do happen in my side of the world, and yeah, I thank them for not being, you know, moved for money or any other benefits. And when I'm a child, right, the only thing, I mean, the thing that is remembered prominently is that when this riots were happening in Ayodhya,
Hmm.
uh, you know,
22.
Ram Mandir riots. My family, I mean, I'm involved. They are involved with RSS from generations. So I got those values, and I still remember my dad tying a Bhagwa flag on top of our house when these things were happening. And the locality that we stay is it's a little, sensitive locality. Despite that, he kept his honor, and that was a lasting impression for me. Even now, I still carry that with me. I'm not against any other community, but keeping our traditions and our faith alive is what required in these days. That is what we lack as Hindus, right? As a community, we lack that value and we lack that understanding between the generation. And I feel we are moving in a good direction, seeing at things happening. आप देखिए तो ये bhajan concerts are happening now. If you
Yes.
know what I mean, right? There's a thing called bhajan concert,
Yes.
and they conduct it the same favor as a rock concert or any other DJ concerts or concert. Similar way they're conducting bhajan. I'm happy that Gen Z is connecting to their roots more than what they are. We were, in fact, in our generation. Yeah, that's basically, if you ask me, I started with my introduction. I swayed here and there, but my intention was to say that I was brought up in a traditional family with these values, and I still carry those with me day in, day out, and I'm happy to connect with you on this.
So we can understand
Um,
that you were already connected with your roots through your father, your grandfather. You have mentioned both. So who impacted you more, your father or your grandfather?
so both in different ways. Um, my grandfather, when it comes to doing your regular, you know, what do you say in Telugu they say dinacharya,
Hmm.
like what you do in day out, right? When you get up in the morning, what you do? You get up, you brush, you know take bath, and then you come to the your puja room, sit for some time, pray. For me, it is like I do some sandhya vandana, and then I pray for some time. Then I go on with my usual things. Nothing stops, whatever happens, it doesn't matter wherever I am. I do this as part of my life. In the morning, when I get up, I do all my uh, chores, and then I go sit for some time and pray. This is what I do on a regular basis. And this came from my grandfather. He maintained it for ages, and he was a strong devotee of Hanumanji, and that carried to me as well. I'm also a strong devotee of Hanumanji. I feel him everywhere, right? And my dad, when it comes to him, I learned how to be disciplined, right? Like if you want to do it, he will do it, no matter what happens. Wherever he is, like he maintains that discipline. When he practice something, he does that on a daily basis. He won't miss even one day. And even today, he still learns, new things every day.
That's
Like
beautiful.
his learning potential is what I inherited. Maybe a little bit of that rubbed on me, and I'm what I am today. He's the one reason.
So
Thank
this
you for
very, very
thanks
beautiful.
my dad for
Yeah, very beautiful thing came
yes.
out. You just said ki we say this in Telugu, dincharya. Actually, in Hindi also we say this this as dincharya. And that's the beauty of Indian languages, Bharatiya languages, that we all come from Sanskrit root, and there are many words which we share as it is, without changing the meaning or any literal spelling or anything. So we also say dincharya, your daily
That's
course.
the beauty of Indian languages, and I always propose, and I'm a big proponent of these things. And I have done my Rashtrabhasha. I'm well versed with Hindi as well because हिंदी तो मेरा जब बचपन से मेरा हिंदी का आदत पड़ गया है क्योंकि I was part of a school where it allows people to do. I was doing NCC as
Okay.
well as part of my childhood. So yeah, that that also added to my
So, I mean,
my profile, I would say.
you are,
And
yeah, yeah, please continue.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, yeah, that made me connect with all kinds of languages, and I connected with many people, and I think that my will to learn more, or what do I say that like that fire started in my childhood when I was participating in NCC, and I met with multiple different people from different regions, right? Like Hindi, Kannada, Tamil,
Mm.
Telugu, you know, different regions, and I shared their stories. I loved to hear them talk, and then I talk to them whatever I get, as much as I get. If I get like one word, I speak only like in one word, and then I go ahead with English or other language. But I kept as a practice whenever I meet new people, I learn something from them, and that is even helping me even today. I do that as a ritual. Like I go to many events, and I get I get connected with people and speak to them. If I know the language, I try to speak to them in their language, and I think that builds a little bit uh, connection, and it gives more going forward. So I feel that that's the beauty of it, and I see a lot of these languages uh, coincide or uh, overlap in some way or other. Language, words, traditions, all these things keep overlapping, and that's the beauty of being an Indian, right? You learn several different things all at once.
Exactly. I mean, this is just a misnomer that people say that Bharatiyas, they are a collection of many countries and cultures. That's utterly wrong. Utterly wrong. We are Sanatani, and we have only one civilization, that is Sanatan civilization. We all have our festivals at same time. You somebody name it Pongal, somebody says it Baisakhi, somebody says it
Agree.
Sankranti. It's all same, either on sun, either on moon, or based on agriculture. We all worship similar gods, the the Trinity of the Shiv, Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, all three. That was your
Yeah,
wonderfully saying that learning Bharatiya languages especially, and I don't know, you have not mentioned the school, but I have gone through Kendriya Vidyalaya, and we used to
oh,
learn
okay.
local,
That's
many regional languages, many regional songs. That was part of our curriculum. So that happened with us as well many times, like Unnaranta Moon and all, and we used to remember whatever somebody teaches us. So that's really beautiful. One more thing you have mentioned is this 92 riots at that time. So anything if you want to share from that time or that period, what happened and how the environment was around you, your house.
it was horrific to say the least because anything that happens, I mean, people think that North is disconnected with the South, but I would definitely contradict that because whatever happens anywhere in India, the repercussions will be felt at least in one way or other. You will not face it the same way as a person staying in Ayodhya, but then you will still have that impact on you, right? If you see now, a lot of riots, if they happen in Delhi, the tremors are felt in Kerala and Tamil Nadu and other parts
Mm,
of India, which is quite polar opposite of Delhi, right? Like they're um, thousands of miles apart, but still that is felt. So similarly,
mm,
the place which I stay, I mean, I grew up. It's called Kurnool. Um, it is known as second Hyderabad in terms of
mm,
Muslim population in Andhra, right? Like that's how much they were in those times. Even now, right? There are a lot of particular community people, and they're growing, as you know, right? That's how
mm.
uh, they make it. But yeah, I mean, in those days it was even worse because
Yeah.
the worst impacted one of the worst impacted areas was Karnool because you might not know this, but then used to have a Nawab, right? Even way before independence, it used to have a Nawab, and
Okay.
all this Bijapur, Karnool, Hyderabad, and all these people used to
Mm,
report to Delhi Sultanate. So Karnool is one of those focal points where they have a huge, number of people, especially in those old towns and old side of the city.
okay.
We used to stay when I was born. We used to stay in that area, and it was known for riots, a lot of, issues, fights every now and then, and a lot of antisocial elements. As you may not know this, but Himanshuji, Kurnool is depicted as a faction capital of Andhra Pradesh. If you look in old movies like Balakrishna movies or some Chiranjeevi movies, if you see, faction was a very big thing in our part of Andhra. So we were called Rayalaseema. So Rayalaseema has four districts: Kurnool, Kadapa, Anantapur, and Chittor. Chittor is somewhat disconnected to this kind of factionism, but Kurnool, Kadapa, and Anantapur is known for factionism. Like a lot of a lot of killings, political and or otherwise, used to happen on a regular basis, and it was a very sensitive area. All these, Reddis used to be a dominant community over there, and I think they saved in a way at those times. Even though the community, Muslim community, were very agitated and they started rioting, these people brought it under control to a certain extent, um, with their ferocious dialogues or whatever you say. They used to be very aggressive wherever they go. So that way, yeah. And but yeah, those were the times. Two different sides. Even the Hindu side used to do factionism. The Muslims were agitated for small things because when real estate gets involved, it gets even more aggressive, right? When you are in that area, you will feel it more. So that's what it was for me in those days. But I personally, when I was a child, I mean, I was a child, so I didn't feel that much because I was shielded all the time at home. But my dad, he used to go to work and face these people on a regular basis. So he used to get insults, he used to get slurs. A lot of things used to happen in those days just because he was maintaining that shikha and
Okay.
yeah, there's a slang in Telugu, okay, called bapanayara bapanaya, like Brahmin, eh, तो कुछ नहीं कर पाएगा. So it's a kind of a, I would say, mm, बहुत ऐसे छोटे देख रहे थे हमको. They don't feel our power at all, right? So that's how he used to face all that, even in at
I
work,
think
to a certain
you
extent,
can.
but not much because he was.
I think you can relate this situation with one dialogue if you have seen the Dhurandhar movie. The first dialogue during the hijack, what the terrorist has said, that Hindus can't do anything.
Yes, yes, yes. So that's what, right? Like I'm being blunt, but I'm not sure if it gets ticked by YouTube. But I want to say this: there's always pockets of those people who think they are Pakistanis, right? They're not, but they still feel that way. The discrimination is the same in them. Like they feel
Okay.
they are the highest amongst all the other communities. That's always there with that's the major issue with you know Islamic terrorism is that they feel that they are entitled for the world and other people are not. Their God is the supreme God. It's fine. I mean, they can believe because that's their book. Their book only teaches them that, and they learn it from that, right? And maybe some manipulations from politics and politicians made them more brave to do things that we cannot do as Hindu, right? You cannot do as a Hindu, but he can do as a Muslim. He can go and pray in the middle of the road. You can't do it. You will be put in a cell if you do that. So that's always there. The discrimination will keep happening unless we unite, right? We need to be strong. So if something happens, right, we are quick to judge. हिंदूज को ये बहुत बड़ी तादाद में चलता है क्योंकि when you see something happening, you judge people. right? You say that ये तो फालतू कर रहे हैं, फालतू पॉलिटिक्स कर रहे हैं हमसे, ये सब तो दोगलापन है, ये लोग करते रहते हैं, and that's what you keep hearing from them, right? But you don't hear that from any Maulvi or Maulana against any politician who's with them or with their community, right? Even though they do worst of the things, they support them with 100%, and that is lacking from our side. I don't say that we need to support bad people, but at least we need to support the good that is happening so that they do it more. And I feel uh, थोड़ा मोदी जी आने से ना that thing has grown, and I feel he's the one visionary. I don't feel that he's a normal human being at all, right? That's my opinion. I'm not sure, people might like it or not, but
True.
I feel he's not a normal human being. He's born to do something and he's doing it. And वो राम जी की कृपा पात्र है. He is not a normal human being, and I don't think anybody can do the things that he do at this age. He's in a ripe age, and he's doing all kinds of travels. And if I do a travel for 2 days, I
And
take a
he is
2 day
still
leave
much older
to
than you.
get recuperated, right? He just
And he is still much
phenomenal है.
older than you.
ये normal इंसान नहीं है. Yes, yes. He is 35,
Yes.
36 years. Yes, 35,
And
36
still
years
he has
old,
more
older than
energy.
me. I'm just
Yes.
40, right? He's 76, 75, 76. And
True.
yes, ये साधना है. You can't be that kind of person without sadhana. And I feel he's a rishi, and true karma yogi. I see him as a true karma yogi. Whatever he does it with bhakti. And when I started my introduction, that is where I started, right? Like whatever you do it with bhakti, and that becomes, see, that's your dedication towards yourself. Don't be responsible for someone else, or a matter of fact, don't be responsible for God. Don't give it to Him as well. Just do what you do. Do it with 100% clarity and confidence. That is bhakti. You're showing in a way, right? And whatever you do, karma is your you know is your doing. You will get it in the
This is what
afterlife. That's what
Gita says.
our elders used to say,
Karmandevadika.
right? So what जो
This is what Gita says.
जो काम कम हम yeah हाँ
Yes.
कम कर्मण्येवाधिकारस्ते मा फलेषु कदाचन.
True.
Yes, मा कर्म फल हेतु भूत माते. I do that. I
So,
do that.
yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I
Sorry.
asked you about this 92, and we got the clear picture. That I mean, definitely the time must be very difficult and very tensed for you. I mean, your parents would better know.
It was very difficult. I can't explain it
Mm. Mm.
yes. I was a very small child, somewhere around I'm born in 85. So 85 is like what
Yeah.
just 6, 7 years old, right?
Mm.
And the tremors that used to happen, I might not know, right? Yeah, I might not know the things that used to happen in the back end. But if you remember, right, there's a person when and I'm proud to say that he's from Karnool, right? G. Pulareddy Garu he's the one who donated for the cause of Ram Janmabhoomi. When you know
Ashok. Ji.
when Mr. Singhal, right, when he came, yes, Ashok Singhal ji, when he came searching for funds to do some court cases and fighting against this occupation of land and making Ram Mandir, uh, he approached he approached late Sri Pulareddy Garu, and he is the one who donated, like without a second thought, right? He went to Hyderabad. He took Mr.
Mm.
Sri Singhalji to Hyderabad. Then he sold one of his house, and he gave that money to Ashok Singhal ji so
Mm.
that he can, fight the case. for Ram Janmabhoomi Temple, and I'm very proud to come from that place. And we have active
Mm.
members of RSS and Bajrang Dal even now in Karnool, and
Okay.
I was part of that in my college days. So yeah, actively
Okay.
active.
So let's talk about your college, your education, and then your current profession in IT sector as a project manager. How it all moved in from college to current position.
Uh, it's a
Okay.
rockin'. I would say it's nothing less than a roller coaster ride because there were ups, downs, and many U-turns, many jumps. A lot of things. I wouldn't say I'm kind of a uh, I would say inspirational story, but then I was not really keeping good in my education, um, especially when it comes to BTech
Mm.
that I did in the college, right? I was not a bright student per se, from the view of a college lecturers. I had my way of learning. When I learn with examples. I learn with practical answers. I do, and then I learn. I don't see the expectation everywhere in this education system. I feel the basic right of any person is a good education. That should be the a right of a basic right of a person, and I feel we're still lacking in that area in many ways. We need some dedicated people, teaching, and we do have good schools. I don't deny that, but the basic stuff is still missing. We don't dig into uh, the use of a particular, let's say, a theorem, right? I'm understanding the usage of those theorems now, but when I was taught those things in my childhood and in the college, I thought they're no use to me in the future. Why would I use them, right? I use them now because the algorithms that I run, the basis of those is the theorems that I learned. So, a lot of uh, things that you adopt when you mature in your work life and you
Yes.
understand, then the dots get connected. For me personally, I have not been a good student uh, in my college days. A lot of complaints, a lot of things used to go to my home. They used to say, "This guy is not reading at all. Why did you join him in a computer science engineering? He's not he's not the brightest student we have." All that stuff used to happen. And I kept on going. I loved a few subjects. I used to excel in them, and I failed in mathematics one. People surprised, but then that was the reality for me, right? I failed in maths one. I failed in many subjects, microprocessors. There were many subjects like that, and I had to rewrite them. I had to understand. So for me, the
Mm.
teaching was not reaching my brain. The way they teach, they used to read it out of a textbook and then expect you to learn from you know there used to be this uh, book called Bible. That was the book name they used to call the all-in-one, right? um yeah, that impact was there as well. I was in a I wouldn't say a missionary college, but they used to act similar way, right? All the Christian festivals are done in a favor, like carols used to happen for 1 month in our college. So, like, you can understand, right? Why I'm not antagonizing them, but then I hate them
Mm.
in a way because I've seen families collapse. I've seen people, you know, losing track is fine. You can come back, but lives ruin, literally. Um, so I don't encourage conversions in any way, and I'm vehemently against them. And I do all I could in my own effort. As I said, Himanshuji, I was uh, helping children with Dharma. In a way, I keep teaching them small bits and tidbits, and then I teach them survival skills like basics of mathematics or physics, or make it interesting for them rather than boring subjects, right? I do that in my free time. I'm also a volunteer in multiple cyber organizations, um, all the big big cyber associations. I'm a part of those, and I do my voluntary work in them. I'm active in some of them. I'm going there for networking for some of those, and I also do in my free time, like in the weekends, some of my weekends, and this is what I'm lacking, right? Time. I don't have time right now because I get engaged so much in these activities. I don't have time for a weekend getaway or something like that. I don't get it. You know, Fortunately, I got it for this Sankranti, and I went with family, and I just came back from my hometown. So I'm happy for that little time I
Okay.
got, right? Otherwise, weekend is completely occupied for me because in on
Mm.
Saturdays I attend some of the awareness trainings, cyber awareness trainings, because people might not understand. It might sound like, what is cyber and cyber. It doesn't make any sense. Cybersecurity is might not go into a lot of people's brains because it's insignificant in if you take it from a overall perspective, but it's becoming relevant day by day because of different kinds of attacks happening. वो social engineering का जो people when they get into those traps, right? अभी पुलिस वाले भी बहुत एक्टिवली प्रमोट कर रहे हैं साइबर सिक्योरिटी को बेसिक्स
Mm.
एटलीस्ट बेसिक्स ऑफ साइबर सिक्योरिटी यू नीड टू नो what not to click, what not to believe,
Mm.
right? So recently there was a fraud, if you know, a fraud of 3 crore or 4 crore of
Mm.
family say life savings were just gone because they
Yes.
believed some online arrest, and they
Nowadays, it's coming at,
they
I
connected
mean,
with that
we live
person
in
and
Noida,
they
and
got
it's
fraud.
every day on
So,
newspaper.
you know,
One news at
I'm
least of cyber fraud and of high values. 50 lakhs, 2 crores, 3 crores, even 7
yes.
crores. And some good positivity we heard. Yeah, yeah. So,
Unfortunate,
like
but
you are talking about this cyber security, I mean, there are two topics now. One is this conversion which you started feeling from your college time, and then this cyber security and this cyber awareness. So, for the sake of our viewers as well, please, just in 1 or 2 minutes, if you can explain why it is required and what is cyber awareness, and where as of now channels are there which people can follow to understand more and which is really crucial.
yes, yes, definitely. Why not? That's what my intention is, to make it more available, to make it more visible to people who want to know about cyber. There are many channels, YouTube per se, if you want to learn in a very simple terms, in very understanding terms. There are many channels. I don't deny that. There are many channels in regional languages, many channels in English language. But the person who's more highlighted and working towards this, I would recommend Prab Nair. I would recommend Santosh Nandakumar. These are the channels. Prab Nair runs a channel named InfoSec
Mm,
Train. So if you want to learn a little bit about what cyber is all about, you can explore that channel. And awareness programs, if you ask, there are many channels. I won't name one, but if you just
mm,
see, I would encourage even school going children, anyone, age doesn't matter. Try to learn at least basics of cybersecurity, or as a matter of fact, security, right? How you can secure your systems, because everything that you do day in, day out is through mobile now. You don't go outside to purchase groceries. You don't go anywhere to do some bank transactions. Nowadays, everything is done through mobile. So, how secure are your mobiles? How secure are you keeping them, right? You might not know the damage that you've done to yourself or your profile by just clicking a link when someone shared it, knowingly, unknowingly. That's the worst part is
Mhm.
that, people might not know. They still believe, right? So some XYZ domain is offering some discounted sale. You get some kind of message on that. Unless you authenticate it by yourself, don't ever click any link when you get it. Just don't do that. Observe the patterns, at least basics of
Yes.
patterns. .com, .xyz. .xyz is not a real domain. So you don't click on those things. At least that basic sense, if you have, you'll, maximum you'll be safe. But I wouldn't say everybody's safe. Your data is all already there in the market, and that is why we get different calls. Um, you know, I feel it gets regulated soon. Not. I would say not real soon, but it is in the in the discussion. And government has now released a act,
Yes.
right, called DPDPA, Data Protection and Data Privacy Act, which is mandatory for all the organizations to register and then
I
enroll
think
themselves and make
I
sure
think this
that
was
they take
released in
consent for anything
2023,
that they
or
publish,
now
right?
there are
So
some
consent,
changes.
implementing it, yes. So the act was released in 2023, but not implemented. So now they started implementing it with updates, especially updates on AI systems, right? So when you're utilizing AI systems, AI systems collect a lot of data without your consent, and they use it for their analysis. They use it a lot, for different purposes. You need to make sure that I mean, the act is so that companies, whoever utilize customers' data, need to make sure that they do basic guardrails or basic protection to avoid sharing it with multiple vendors. If they are sharing it with vendors, publish those vendors' details so that customer is aware of what's happening, right? Tomorrow it should not come to him that just out of blue something happens and then he should not be confused about it. So there should be traceability, right? Traceability is the main thing in this act. So data should be traceable.
And one more thing, is it similar to the strictness of the implementation of GDPR implemented by
Yes.
European Union, the General Data Protection?
It is stricter, but the implementation part, how babus work, right? I'm not sure. I'm not saying they don't work at all, but the implementation has to happen from governance point of view, and but it is stricter. If you go just by the policy alone,
Hmm.
there are a lot of clauses where the companies can be fined up to 250 crores. It's not a small thing. People get destroyed. Like firms get destroyed just by not following the act rules. So it's going to get tougher for these companies who sell customer data indiscriminately. But make sure that you correct all that and then make sure you adhere to these rules. It'll be fine.
So you teach all these cyber awareness and all these things in
Rules.
as a part-time thing. I
Yes.
mean, out of your
Yes.
profession
Yes.
to different groups
Yes.
and students.
Yes.
Wow, that's really great, and that's really a great service. Awareing people about this.
I haven't started basics. I'm really sorry for not starting with the basics, but see, my intention is that, make sure you learn at least what is cybersecurity. Why is it required? Because it's going to become part of your life. And I see that happening every day because AI systems, when they keep increasing, and AI is being utilized in every domain. You might not know it, but every domain, government or private, otherwise anything, right? Micro, macro, small finance, big finance, large organizations, it doesn't matter. A pen manufacturer is also utilizing
Yes.
AI to understand the, you know, the dimensions of the pen, how it should write, and what. See, the analysis is what we require, right? AI does that best. So knowing where to use it and how to use it will make you better player. Indiscriminately using anything will make you worse because it will hit you one way or other. So make sure when you, I mean, for elderly people who watch this podcast, I would suggest them when you click a message from some group random person with some attachment
Hmm.
or link, please make sure you vet it. You make sure that it is a genuine domain before clicking it. Or I would say rather
Hmm.
don't click it. See, nobody is giving
Hmm.
anything free.
Yeah.
Trust me on this.
One thing related to this, I mean, just for my clarification, Maleshji, nowadays I am seeing one reel on Instagram. They are saying that this is AirPod and very cheap at 1500, and that reel is really good. Some girl is doing or boy is doing, and they are giving a link that within 1500 rupees you can buy your AirPods Pro, which is 24,000 rupees actually from Apple, and it will seamlessly connect with your iPhone. So is it also same kind of thing, and they provide link that buy from here, and you from the Instagram you click on it?
There are multiple levels of fraud in that, right? Uh, Even if you get the AirPods for
Hmm.
that price, be be sure that those are jacked with something. When it gets connected to your phone, it installs some kind of malware,
Okay.
and it might not act immediately, right? It will not act immediately. Any malware that gets installed on your device won't act immediately. It only acts when it recognizes some patterns. When you
That
type
is
your
second level
passwords,
of
when you
threat from these cheap devices.
there are multiple levels of threats. I mean, it's just the basics I'm
Hmm.
touching upon. As they say, right? The iceberg, the tip of iceberg is what you
I,
see. The darker truth is much, much darker. I wouldn't go there because we don't have time for that.
no,
I'm
I
really sorry,
if,
but it's
if
it's
you
some
give us, we
worse.
will have a full cyber
Yeah,
awareness
absolutely.
podcast with you, totally on cyber awareness.
Yeah, yes, I'm
Great.
ready for it. I'm happy to help in that area because I'm
Hmm.
passionate about it, and I feel everybody, be it a child or an adult or an elderly, has the right to know that because this is a digital world. Your life is digital, right? Everything is digital. Your Aadhaar is digital. Your identity, your property, your everything is
Yes.
digital. So unless you protect them the
Hmm.
way it should be, you are you're in for a very bad, you know, thing.
Hmm.
I'm
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
So
When
shoot,
you
shoot.
just said this, na, just clicked me one more podcast. As you said that now police is also very much aware. I have seen two, three policemen who are making reels, and one policeman, I was just hearing a very short reel, and he said that if any girl is threatened by a boy that your nude pictures are with me and you have to do this and that, so he said that there is one email address or phone number. You just tell them that I have picture,
930.
and it will be completely removed from the internet. You don't have to
Yes, 1930 is the number.
1930.
Uh, any fraud, 1930. Please be aware of this 1930. Anything that happens to cyber fraud, just try to, approach these people. They will help you. And I personally know an NGO who's working on this. They are a bunch of,
Hmm.
professionals who are actively working. I mean, they are currently working in IT, right? They are not, I mean, they're not on this NGO actively, but then they have resolved at least 100 plus cases like this, very serious cases where, I mean, they have helped people from brink of suicide as well, right? Multiple people. And I'm happy to connect with them every time. I'm really, privileged to know them. They are called Digital India. That's the let me just get it for you. Person named Mohit Chaudhary and uh, Ishan Vajpayee. Both of them I know personally. When I was in one of the you know meetings, I just met them. It's called okay Security B Sides. That's the community I'm part of. So there I met them. I didn't knew that what they were doing until I got connected with them, and then when I hear them present their case, I was shocked. Like at least 100 suicide cases were resolved by them, and girls were like, you know, they and the best part is they don't charge you any money. In a different way, if you are not getting help directly, you try to reach out to your nearby police station and go to she teams. She teams, if it is a girl that is facing issues,
Mm,
right? She teams will definitely try to help in any way, one way or other. They might not charge you. Even if they charge, it will be very less. So, approaching them would be a good idea. I'm sorry, I'm just searching for them. So I'm happy to connect with them, right? They are very, very intelligent and Digital Safe India. That's the Digital Safe India is the organization. Arya Shield Digital Foundation NGO. That's the NGO name. Arya Shield Digital Foundation. And they do this work purely out of,
mm,
they just help eh, without any charges. Even if they charge, it will be like 100 rupees or 200 for the domain charges. Like if they want to access some kind of domains to retrieve the information and get it removed, they do that only for that. And, they are very good people. We will have more sessions like this, Himanshuji, about cyber.
awareness. It's really very much required, especially for the youth today,
Yes,
and it's really a serious matter. So definitely we will cover all these
it
aspects
is.
and much more. And as of now, in this podcast also, we will share all these links which you have mentioned in the channels, so that people can start following right now. Uh, so we were talking about your contributions, like you do cyber awareness, you do children educations, underprivileged children, then you help conversions. I mean, not help conversions, but those who get trapped into the conversion, Hindus converted. You help them as well financially and in many ways. And what else apart from your job?
Facets to me, if you ask me, I'm an avid traveler.
Okay.
As a part of my travel, this is,
Mm,
I learn things, I absorb, and then I implement it in my life. So, uh, this is where I got to know, like, how rampant the conversions are. And I hate to say this, but there's a very little to no action from the government side on this part. And I feel the responsibility of government should be more in this, so that, people are not
mm,
coerced to join a religion, right? They are being coerced. They give, they were offered benefits, they are offered money, they are offered,
mm,
solace.
mm,
Like I've seen Andhra,
mm,
if you're not aware, is a rampant conversion hub after Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu stands first, then comes Andhra, then the Punjab region now. Like Punjab
mm,
is rampantly getting converted. People are not just conveniently ignoring it, but it is a very serious issue. Trust me, uh, they are even dangerous than the terrorists. Like terrorists can only harm you physically, right? This is mental colonization and it won't go away. It stays with you for like
Exactly.
generations together. And I'm ideological brainwashing happens with conversions. Like you will lose the roots of your um, forefathers or your country. As a matter of fact, you won't even respect your country,
Yeah.
right? Your country don't come first for you.
Mhm.
After you get converted, you always try to praise, or go for your religious
Hmm.
teachings than your country. That is what makes conversions real danger and threat to the integrity of any
Hmm.
country.
Yeah.
And I feel we are more connected, rooted, and see, I'm not a proponent of a caste system because I don't believe in it now at this generation especially because it won't matter. You do your karma, you whatever you are born into, right? It doesn't matter. If you want to get into that side of it, I'm born a Brahmin, but I'm not a you know a Shastra Pandita or something like that, right? I don't do Shastras. I don't do the religious
Hmm.
rituals that I'm supposed to do. So I'm just being just a normal citizen. Being, I would say the caste
Hmm.
today is what you do. See, it was always the case. For me, a caste means what work you were allotted to do, right? Generations together, if people are doing the same kind of work, you would get that kind of upbringing and everything changes. The values will be imbued in you so that you would become that, right? Um, that was somewhat relevant in the previous yugas and but in Kali Yuga, I would say, at least in this generation or age, I would say I'm a software engineer
Hmm.
or a security expert. That's it. That's my caste, right? I don't
I
identify
think
myself with any caste.
again here,
That's my caste.
I mean, we generally talk in many podcasts Sanskrit and Hindi non-translatables. Shri Rajiv Malhotra ji has worked
Varn is different. Varn is different. Yeah.
very well on
Yes.
this. And again, on this
Yes.
caste, this same thing applies.
Yes.
Caste
No,
is
no, no.
not
My
Varna.
my
We
intention
have
my
Varna
intention was
Vyavastha.
that,
What you have
people
explained.
take it like even now I see a
Yeah.
lot of people
Caste is something
connecting to
different. We
that
don't have
particular
caste at all. That's
thing,
British
and even though they don't
nomenclature.
follow
So
the
we, what you have,
the rituals or the rules of that particular
uh,
varna they're associated with, they still feel privileged and do things on a different scale, and I feel it's not right way to do it. And as a Hindu, we should always identify ourselves as a Hindu or a Sanatani. That's it. See, your personal varna is your personal. Your task or your karma is your personal. What you do as a part of your life is a personal. If you belong to a particular varna, you follow that varna ashrama dharma.
yes.
It's good. It's good for you personally. But as a society, if you move in that direction, it's not a healthy society. So you have to identify yourself with a Sanatani route rather than your own personal Varna route. Varna route is good. You stay with it. If you want to, behave that way or if you want to live that way, it's good. We don't deny it. I mean, Sanatan Dharma accepts everything, right? It's a huge Milky Way sized ocean which accepts everything in it. Like everything is a part of it. So you can be a part of it in your own way. And what you do is what you are. So your karma will decide what you are. And that is why I say be a karma yogi. Like have bhakti in what you do, no matter what it is. Have bhakti. Do it with full 100% heart and soul. And that will make you good. सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित्
True.
दुःखभाग् भवेत्.
Hmm. One shlok of Bharat Aranyak totally justifies this. Sarve bhavantu sukhina, sarve santu niram. So, if society or civilization prays in this way without
If
discriminating anyone, sarve
I'm
bhavantu sukhina, sab
yes,
sukhi rahe, not
yes,
discriminating or
living, non-living. So this is the beautiful part
outcasting
of Sanatan
single
Dharma, right?
living being or
Living,
person
non-living, it
or
doesn't
even
matter. Everything is
any kind
God.
of
So
living
you see
organism or
every,
species.
you saw
Sarve
God in
bhavantu
everything,
sukhina. So
then you
when a
are like
civilization,
you are connected with everything. See, you might feel that
yeah, everything.
we are insignificant in the
So when
vast universe, but you might not know that a universe itself exists within you. Unless you explore that, you will not be able to understand the outside part of it. And that is what Ramanujan, Ramanujan,
yes.
a greatest mathematician that has ever, in this modern times, is the greatest mathematician. There are many intelligent people who understood this and then they explored it in their own
Hmm.
way and established dharma in their own way. So no matter what you might feel that it is insignificant, but try to do something about dharma, right? Your own dharma. It doesn't mean you have to help someone else or do something great to be a part of it. Do your own things and be 100% heart and soul with it. You're good, right? You're good. Your papa punya doesn't matter. It will come to you. See that will if you don't rely on that, tags. Don't rely on those tags. They're not permanent. They're temporary tags. You will get connected to punya sometimes. You'll get connected to papa sometimes, knowingly, unknowingly. So keep doing what you do, and then don't regret anything. Uh, don't regret anything. It doesn't mean you do bad thing and then say that I don't regret it. Just be aware of what you do and do it 100% to your conscious, right? That's what I suggest.
So Maleshji, like we have seen that you are doing philanthropic work on a very high scale, supporting communities, children's, digital awareness, cyber awareness, and then this
That's the unfortunate
evangelism and
reality for
speaking
me.
against and working
I do it
against
alone
evangelism.
as of now,
So you all
but
do this alone,
there are
or you
people,
have some
small pockets of
team
people
or
who are
friends
doing
as
it
well, or some
on a large
circle,
scale,
or
and
you are
I'm
just,
happy. I support them. In YouTube,
okay.
if you
Okay.
know, there's a Telugu. So it's a Telugu channel, right? Because it's a rampant issue in
Hmm.
Telugu states. There are a couple of Telugu channels who are doing magnificent work on this. I want to name them, and then I'm not I'm not sure if they'll get some viewership because of this, but then at least some
Hmm.
people will be able to view them and understand what they're saying and get their point, right? So it's called Shiva Shakti, Shiva Shakti, or if you know, the name is similar to our moon landing point. But yeah,
Okay.
Shiva Shakti is the name, channel name. And they're doing phenomenal work. They recently got recognized by um,
Hmm.
Appaji, who is Mysore, if you know, uh, Ganpati Sachidananda Swami. He's known in Mysore. He's a very, great saint
For
of
our
modern
viewers'
times.
sake, please a
And
little bit if you tell him about him, Appaji.
okay, okay, Appaji is you might have seen a channel in YouTube. There's a channel in
Hmm.
YouTube which is promoting for children
Okay.
Bhajan Babies. It's called Bhajan Babies. The channel is Bhajan Babies, and you'll get all kinds of animation and interesting animation for children, which will connect them
mm.
with different morals, different Devi Devtas, and they'll learn a lot of things from that channel. So he is not limited to that channel. I'm just saying one of his latest work is that he is much, much more than that. He used to do, so he got that name Ganapati Sachidananda because, he got into Brahmacharya as Sachidananda Saraswati. Then he was doing Ganapati Homas while standing in the fire pit,
Mm,
like the Homakunda. He stands in that Homakunda and, you know, he does offerings for the Agni. And it's one of the best experiences you can find.
mm,
If you are able to go to
mm,
Mysore, go to his ashram. It's amazing. He's literal, I would say, not a lot of people know about him in the north because he might not be that well known in the north, but he does phenomenal work in the south, especially in Telugu states. People are, crazy
So
devotional about him.
I just can't
And there are
understand. He
many,
stands in
yes,
home, burning home.
yes, he stands in the home kund and he does the
How is
offering
that
to
possible?
Ganesha. It is possible. That is possible with him, right? That's the beauty of this saint. And there's no gimmick involved. It's not a gimmick. He's little, I would say with so people who has got that
Mm,
kind of sadhana does it, right? It's not come in a day or two. He does that sadhana every day, it's all through his life. He's now close to 85, 80 or 82, I think. He's already moved out of that pad, right? Pad
mm,
is given to the next generation, and there's a next generation, say, Shishya who's taken over it and become a Sachidananda now. So amazing, amazing ashram if you want to visit and you know go to that bliss, right? He's
Where is
amazing.
this?
And I'm just giving
Uh,
you that inference because he's he's
mm,
awarded these channels, right, with Dharma Rakshaka title. And I feel, you need to know
mm,
Shiva Shakti channel, and there is one more called Hindu Seva Foundation. That's one of the channels in YouTube, and they do phenomenal work. They do Gharvapsi for a lot of tribal areas in Andhra and Telangana, and they've been doing it for more than 10 years now.
yes,
Even
yes.
10 years I've been following them, and they do phenomenal work. See, a lot of
Jharkhand
this
is also.
happened, Himanshu, because these tribal
Jharkhand is
people are
also.
not aware of basics of dharma, right? They don't understand. If you just go and tell
Mm,
them, do a puja to Ganesha, you'll get money, then they do that. These people, what they did, these
mm,
missionaries, they went deep into the forests and started converting the tribals. If you can see that in Chhattisgarh, right? If you know, in North, Chhattisgarh and all the northeast belt has been occupied,
mm,
taken over the same way, right? They go to forests, they're sponsored. It's not that they don't have funds and they do it just for evangelism. They have funds from external entities, and it's multifold now. Like even inside India, a lot of NGOs in the name of I don't want to get into it. It's a big
mm,
topic because NGOs, you might feel that you're donating to a very great cause, but unless you vet, the NGOs don't donate any single rupee to those people, right? You make sure you go to that place, understand what they're
mm,
doing, and then donate it. Never donate to any person online and don't believe whatever story they say. You will get 100 calls every day asking for funds for poor people,
mm.
for, deranged people, whatever it is.
No, yes.
Unless you verify it through through
Mm,
some third person or
mm,
someone else, make sure you verify it and then donate it if you want to donate. But don't donate it blindly because that
mm.
funds are going for conversions. You might not believe when I say because I started
Very sad.
digging it and I got to know. I don't want to reveal that it's very dark. Okay, it's really dark. Islam,
True.
you will see it on your face. Islam is that way. They feel they are entitled and they are super people, right? So you can identify what's happening around with them. But Christian conversions are very, you know, subtle, very subtle. You will not find it. You will not find it unless you dig. So make sure whatever you do it with your conscience. Don't do it just for the sake of it.
It's being a long discussion, and I think this will never end because the topics and the services to the society you are doing, it's really commendable. And I mean, there is no end to discussion to it. And maybe you would also have so many stories that we can keep talking and discussing it. It will never end. For the sake of this podcast, and with yeah, one promise that we will do one more podcast on some key topics, especially cyber awareness. I would like to rest this
Yes.
discussion as of now here. But before going, I mean, you are doing a great job, service to the society through multiple efforts. And as you said, you are doing all this alone without anybody's help or any group. So one message or two, whatever you like, you are totally open and free. Message to our viewers and all Hindu Sanatani youth. What would be that message from your side?
I would say, as a security expert, right? The first thing, believe me, I'm not exaggerating this threat. It is a huge threat. Believe me, with AI, it's going to get even worse. So make sure, okay, don't do
Mhm.
it without conscience. Do anything that you do with conscience. Make sure you vet, you validate, you do all your groundwork before you even attempt to do something, right? And don't believe in rumors. Don't believe in afwa. Like, you get a lot of, uh, you know, वैसे तो even ChatGPT has a lot of things that,
Mhm.
that are rumors, right? It might not be real, but you will feel that it is real. That is data poisoning. But I want to keep it aside for a different topic. But being digitally aware is the first thing in your life here on. I would suggest any and every person living on this planet to be digitally aware. Don't become a obsolete person, because if you don't realize what's happening around you, your data is your life. Believe me when I say this, I'm saying it with full conscious. Your data is your life. Save it, protect it in all the ways that you can. Okay. If you want to learn more, there are many channels open to learning, and there are many free available trainings for AI. All the youth that is hearing this, right? All the youth that listen to this podcast, make sure you're digitally aware. I mean, all kinds of technology, right? AI especially, make sure you're digitally aware of it. What's happening around it? Why are we utilizing it? How your data is being utilized? All that stuff, learn it. My first suggestion is that. Second would be, do a small activity, whatever you can, right? You don't have to do big things for Dharma. Do a small donation, go to a temple. That will also make a difference in your life. Keep doing what you do, and then keep a little bit of bhakti in the things that you do, right? What you do is your bhakti. Keep that in mind. Your karma is your bhakti. You do it with 100%, belief and confidence. That is your bhakti. Whatever you do. You may be a Swiggy delivery guy. You may be a big CEO of a company. Do whatever you do with 100% confidence and, faith. That will make you a better person. and that will make you a good Sanatani. Don't forget your roots and keep it going. I'm happy to be a part of this journey, and I will be coming more often than not to share my knowledge, whatever I've acquired over the years, and many more
Definitely.
to come.
And we will wait next time again to come with you, Mallesh ji. Thank you very much. It was really great talking to you, and there have been a lot of things which unearthed, and there is still more to discuss. But I think we have touched upon some key points and some sensitive points which every Sanatani, every Hindu should be aware. Digital awareness and your dharma awareness. Both awarenesses are required in today's time. Even digital awareness will help you to continue your dharma as well. That's really a very great
Absolutely.
interconnection you have set up, and both are really required. Maleshji, thank you very much for coming to our podcast.